Alright, what's up everyone? Doing a post-patch reaction to 0.3. Now the beta has ended, and so I felt like doing this series about after, like 2 days after a patch drops to show my reaction. I put in probably about, I would say like 20 to 30 games in the post-patch from 0.3, which I uploaded a few days ago. And so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to talk to each of these points, and I'm just going to highlight to show when I've finished my point. So let's get started. So one of the first things they did was nerf A Soul. I felt they were actually pretty significant. I remember talking about that. I didn't think it was going to be really felt though if you go mana items, which is pretty true. If you go like Spirit of Shojins, maybe another mana item, like he still ults pretty often, but now you can't just go like pure brain dead, going like AD and attack speed on A Soul and like deleting teams. So I think the A Soul nerfs were pretty good. And I think the new go-to mage might be Brand. Brand just feels really, really strong. His ult bounces or Morello Con, like he's just pretty insane. I also think that maybe people are going to deviate to still buffing A Soul, buffing their Shyvana. And then also by having A Soul and Shyvana, they're immune to magic. So we'll see. But I definitely think that these A Soul nerfs are pretty good. And yeah, those are my thoughts on that. So next one. So Karthus actually feels pretty good from the short buffs that they gave him. I believe they increased the damage that he does by about 50 or so. And I think they increased his HP slightly. He just feels really good. You get him in the late game, just does a fuck ton of damage to your entire enemy team. So he's a pretty good pick. If you can fit him into your comp. Like, for example, I replaced Mordekaiser when I was running full Ranger, and I had Mordekaiser Kindred, and I replaced Mordekaiser with the Karthus, because Karthus tier 2 actually has like 300, 400 more HP than a Mordekaiser tier level 2, so yeah, he feels good. Morgana still sucks. She basically dies before she gets the ult off, and when she does get the ult off, she never finishes getting it off, so yeah, she is no bueno. So I originally thought it was gonna be a meta for potentially gunslingers, assassins, and blade masters, and I was completely wrong. Gunslingers still suck, and the reason they still suck is that just like Graves sucks as a champion. I think I think Tristana is still pretty weak. I think she's stronger now, but I just don't. There's something about the passive of gunslingers that it just makes their attack pattern like really weird. It's like they cancel their auto attacks and it doesn't feel like really smooth. Like if Gunslingers kind of shot the same way as like Lucian did, when he uses his ability in like double shot, I think it would probably feel a lot better. But just like weird, like always constantly like moving around everywhere, just trying to shoot, just feels really weird. Every single time I've gone Gunslingers, like I've never really won an early game. I typically also lost a late game. Maybe I just haven't found out the combination still, but it just really sucks. MF also kind of sucks too. I thought she was gonna be really strong, but the issue of MF is that like sometimes she just ults to the most random direction, and by the time she gets enough mana to ult, like she's pretty much already stunned or dead. So I don't know. It just doesn't really feel good to me. I think there are better builds to go. I think Rangers is a superior like range carry trait to go. Stuff Gunslingers, and I mean Graves just still sucks in general. So and I also and the GP buff actually is pretty nice too. He's also Gunslinger, but it just doesn't really feel like he's able to get his ability off. So next up is nerf to wild / Nidalee. I actually I feel like now in the early game, Nidalee isn't like guaranteed to just solo win you in the early game by getting her tier 2 of a Warwick. Before, she used to do a lot more damage. She would survive. She would survive and be able to use her ult and then start healing people. Now it seems to be like right as she's about to get the ult off, she pretty much dies. So maybe if you have like a armor or HP on her, she'll probably get it off. But yeah, I really do agree with the nerf that they did to her HP, and I believe they also nerfed her healing and damage, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I agree with the nerf. Blitzcrank still sucks. He actually does do a pretty significant amount of damage now, though, if you do want to go Blitzcrank. But again, like I said in the video, the issue is that against good players, they will just place their main carry in a different position, and the Blitzcrank is going to hook something that you don't want to hook. I think again, if they want to change how Blitzcrank works, you should just pull the opposite tile that he's at, so it could do you can work on mind games against other people. And so yeah, again, he just sucks due to how his pull functions, and that's basically it. His damage is nice though. Elise still sucks. Nothing really to say about that. I just don't really think that she's good as a shapeshifter. I guess if you have full shapeshifters, it's a pretty nice buff. I think Nar is actually pretty insane. But yeah, just on her own though, I think she still sucks. I think Pike and Varus are actually super good now. Pike is pretty nuts. He gets his stun, especially get level 2 Pike, like that stun. I mean, it's not the visual is a lot shorter than what it really is, and he gets his ult off pretty quickly. And if you can put items on Pike, he can get stuns off an entire everyone in the enemy team. The issue is with him though, and which I'm gonna go now into the Kali thing too, is that when it reaches like 7 to 8 characters, like level 7, level 8. He can't get his ult off anymore, because if you have items on him, he's gonna ult instantly. Excuse me. But since he can't go through champions, he basically just ults in place and doesn't stun anyone. So it just feels like late game he just really sucks. In the early and mid game, I think he's really good, but just late game, like he literally cannot get his ult off unless he has no items, and people start getting blown up, and then he can ult. But if you have items on him, he just won't be able to ult instantly. Varus just feels so good. Before, it's a 2-second channel, now it's a 1.5-second channel, and there's a huge difference now between like just how much damage Varus does. I've been really liking running Ranger now because of the buff, the channeling time difference they made. And again, Akali is really good, but Assassins still suck. It's just really hard for her to get into the back line. I've also had some weird glitches where she uses her ability and doesn't do any damage. But in terms of whenever she does do damage and she can get on people in auto tech, I mean, she just freaking claps cheeks now. So again, but I still think Assassins in general just really suck. I was completely wrong about the Assassin meta. It's not until I guess Assassins are able to like. There's only 2 things I think they can do to make Assassins like pretty good. One is that they can be in the same tile as someone like another champion, right? Like be in the same tile, or maybe certain assassins can go through units or make them ranged. I don't know what the correct solution is, but that's something you have to explore to make assassins viable again. Aatrox, Zed, Darius, they're just meh. You feel the HP, the HP lowered on Darius, definitely early game. Aatrox, I mean, he's whatever. He pretty much only gets like one ability off or never gets an ability off. Zed, same thing, just meh to me. Items, Zeke's, it's pretty okay since you can stack it now. It's almost like a filler item if you have them and you get it, like cool. Shojin got nerfed slightly from 20% 15%, but it still feels nuts to me. If you can get it on a caster like Varus, Asol, Brand, Karthus, like just anyone of like and then get more attack speed, like it's just still nuts. Onyx Spark and Ludens are pretty good, but I don't think the buffs are enough. I personally think that Ludens should do even more damage, and I think Onyx Spark is fine the way it is. Maybe it could have like a scaling thing where like maybe HP scales with Ionic Spark to put it on tanks. I don't know. I feel like it needs an extra oomph for it to be good, but I think Ludens is just like the not superior AP item, which we're gonna get to now, the outside of patch thoughts. So this is now done. So outside of patch thoughts, I think Morello as an item is absolutely fucking insane. It just does so much damage on certain units, like Brand, for example, Varus, Asol. It's just so much damage because it's percent base burn, and those abilities, go through lions, or like Brands, for example, bounces. So it's just really, really strong. It out damages Ludens, and you also get HP with it too. I think this is gonna be the next item I think Riot looks at in terms of nerfing, because I just think Morello's is insane. And another reason why Morello's is insane is because Garen needs to be nerfed. People are starting to now run Garen with Morello's. And give them, Fam Dancer and a 2 Negatron Cloak item that makes you resistant to, magic resistance by 83%. Like, he just burns people. He literally spins the winds. So I think he really needs to get nerfed. I think he's going to be the next one to get nerfed. And I think the main issue with him is that he can't be CC'd. he can't really BCC while he's using his ability, and he just negates everything. Like a Warwick ulting him while he's spinning, nothing. Kha'Zix, you know, uses his ability on him while he's spinning, doesn't do any damage. I think stuff like that needs to be changed. Sure, he can be immune to magic damage, but I don't think, like, I don't know, it's weird to program, because they programmed every mana ability to be magic, but it just feels weird when a Kha'Zix like uses his ability on Garen and like it just misses because, you know, he's immune to magic. I don't know. I think maybe they need to think of a secondary thing to his spins. Maybe like 50% damage reduction or something like that. I think that'd be much more healthier for the game than just being completely immune to magic damage. Because right now he's really is a fucking problem. I also think Draven's still the best AD carry. I mean, he's also tier 4 and costs 4 gold. There isn't a tier 5 AD carry other than Yasuo. Well, I guess Yasuo, but MF, and I don't know. Draven just still feels really good. I don't think he needs to be nerfed. But we're gonna go to my final point, where I think there needs to be a change from 3 items to each character to 2. You know, we've been seeing a lot. For example, I've been seeing like Shyvana, like double dragon, right? So immune to magic damage. Put a Fam Dancer, other items on Shyvana, and basically, you know, only like basic auto attacks can potentially kill Shyvana, nothing else. You know, or a soul, like, or you can see like Garen, for example, going to like Fam Dancer, Morello, and a double MR item like I just said before. So pretty much the only thing I can kill him is 17% magic damage and then regular auto attacks that aren't crits. So he's dodging like the other 25%, like 1 out of 4 autos he's dodging. I think this is making, like, since items are just so important in teamfight tactics, it's just making the game almost to be like the more defensive items you can put on certain champions that already have defensive like base abilities or passives on them, they almost become unkillable. I do think that due to how important items are in the game, I think changing from 3 to 2 would be much more healthier. Like, I feel like Draven wouldn't be as possibly oppressive with the right items if he only had 2 items instead of 3. So having to choose between Ginsu's BT instead of Ginsu's BT and IE or Sword of Divine, you know what I mean, or and RFC, like, I think this would just be a much healthier change to the game. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of this ending portion of the video. Again, you know, I'm really enjoying making content. I'm currently working on a montage of like my Twitch streams and everything. You know, I was actually really surprised I didn't make it to the top 500 in PBE due to the fact I had like 80 games played, you know, 72% always in top 4. I was just kind of surprised, but maybe because I play with other people and new people sometimes, but I don't know. But these are my post-patch thoughts. Hopefully you enjoy the video. Please subscribe if you know you want to support me more, or check out my Twitch stream down below in the description, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.